game number 1 of our final quarter-final match. LoL Season 2 up against Calabresos. Looking forward to seeing how these teams match up. Maybe we will finally get that game number 3.
Alrighty, we see the spin to win from Sonic Box.
I love the spin to win. I mean, why else would you be spinning if you're not trying to be winning, you know? Getting a nice little chunk of damage out there. On the right side, that is going to be LoL Season 2. Calabresos is on the left side at the top right there. For those of you that aren't familiar with the players so much. And what were our bans again for this?
Viking and Zero.
Viking and Zero.
Calabresos like running the standard comp of the Alchemist Arm, the Decany, and the Prime Knight Sighart. While on the other side with LoL Season 2, we are seeing the Dark Assassin and the Lime. Dark Assassin we kind of see here and there from certain players, and the Lime we kind of saw earlier. We sometimes see a few people play that, but so far, Mopu and Dan Surly have already lost a life. Mopu already halfway to their second life.
Yeah, that's a little rough. Pretty dominant start for LoL Season 3, or excuse me, LoL Season 2. Don't want to mix up the seasons for these folks, but I will say that these players have been all over the map. Like, they are dip, dive, ducking, and dodging all over the place here, Raiden, which I love to see, the fast-paced gameplay, but we haven't seen, like, those clump-ups that we might have seen, like, right here, that kind of have turned the tide of the battle for a lot of these games so far, but Mopu, Dan Surly, nearly down to their final lives already.
Dan Surly is on their final life. Mopu now will be as well.
And LoL Season 2 not wasting any time here trying to take a 1-0 lead. Ooh, Fader Zero taking a lot of heat there from Leash. Going to be dropped down into the Fatal.
Call him Fatal Zero now.
Fatal Zero. Leash doing a lot of work on the Decany. I'm really curious to see the damage comparison between them and Mopu.
He does miss with that, though. And Dan Surly is out of lives. Mopu is almost down to 0 as well.
Yeah, and that's going to be LoL Season 2 looking to take this one 1-0. See if we can have a bit of a comeback. Mopu is going to be dropped, and it's Fader Zero up against a very strong LoL Season 2 team. And, you know, now comes the question of changes. I mean, you've got Decany already on your team. I'm curious to see if they try to go spin to win themselves, maybe? Or what we'll see in a game number 2.
And Prime Knight does have quite a bit of damage with the JFs, but it doesn't really matter when you're getting juggled and just comboed.
Oh man, and that is game number 1, easily going to LoL Season 2. And look at the Decany damage is just not that much higher. It's actually Suyan coming out there with 19.5k damage, so definitely at the top of the charts and dominating for that game number 1.
Yeah, speaking of charts, though, I am pronouncing Mopu, Dan Surly, and Fader Zero as dead for this game.
I would hope you have their charts as a Dr. Raiden. So we see Dan Surly hop out. Going to be making a little bit of a swap there.
Dan Surly was playing the Arm, so this is going to go with the Mage pick on Orc Temple, as we've kind of seen a couple people do. So maybe either Mopu or Fader Zero might actually make that change.
Well, while we do wait for them, let's take a look at the bracket for those of you just joining us here. We've got Retired by the Unnameable. They're going to be taking on the winner of this. And we got like Super Kafa up against Milagrosos in that next round of games, Raiden. Next match. That is another. Semifinals are best of 3 as well. And then the finals, that is a best of 5. So we will at least see one game 3. Just a matter of whether or not we're going to have it before the finals. And For those of you just joining us here, we have 3 more giveaways. We're going to start that keyword after this match, and then after every other match after that. So after both semifinals and the finals, we'll be doing the giveaways. So stay tuned for that, as we are just waiting for Dan Surly to hop back in here. Shout out to our ongoing contest. We've seen a lot of good outfits coming from our players today. If you think you have an even better outfit in GrandChase, of course, and you think you have what it takes to outstyle the rest of GrandChase, just a reminder, we have our Cordy contest, our Halloween contest going on right now through the 31st. Deadline for that is 11:59 Pacific on 10/31. Go ahead and head to our Discord. We've got all the information there. We're picking 5 winners of 10K VP. We've had a lot of good submissions. I shared some of them today on our socials, so definitely check out those. Don't copy them. You can look at them for inspiration, but definitely don't copy them. So definitely,
I'm copying one of them.
definitely take a look at the contest details. Have some fun with it. Find some good backgrounds in the game that you like. And I'm looking forward to seeing what everyone submits. New keyword is not out yet, even though it acts like it is. We are missing Dan Surly. They think it was a best of 1 or something?
I would hope not. I'll ping him on Discord just to be safe.
I'm not exactly sure what they are saying in the chat. So, it's got some players wondering whether or not they can continue to go back and forth on rejoining. Just clarifying that for them. So, hopefully we get into this game number 2 shortly here. And what do we got coming out for Dan Surly?
Bringing up the lime. Don't forget to change the map. Also, let him know to take off the egg.
Alrighty. As much as we love eggs, I mean, do we love eggs, Ryden?
They make things very exciting, okay?
They do. They do.
Sorry, but I am going to crack yolks if you talk to me about eggs.
Alright, here we go. Game number 2. What do we got? Calabresos up against LOL Season 2. Gonna try and take this one 2-0 and move into the semifinals, into the VP, into the money. Or will Calabresos manage to come back and take us to our first Game 3 set? Here we go. Orc Temple on your right. That's LOL Season 2. Calabresos on the left at the top of the right of the screen. And they just can't afford to get behind this time, as we saw in that first game, right?
And already we're seeing a lot of damage come out from Leish.
Yeah, getting the domination right off the bat. Have to be very, very careful. But, you know, oddly enough, Suyun was actually the one that had top damage by a mile in that last game. So, might be more of a primary focus for him.
Yeah, Dark Assassin does have a lot of damage, especially when you activate Invisible Sting. Because right when you get out of that invulnerability, you have an attack buff for a short time. Right, there it is right now.
Yeah, we see Mopu getting low. Fader already on their second life, just right off the bat, putting a lot of pressure on the Seaheart.
Yeah, Mopu is getting low, but Suyun's also pretty low. Oh, that was quite a good chunk of damage onto Dan and Fader's arrows.
Oh no, Suyun gonna be taken down. Life number 2, so pretty even across the board right away here. Calabresos is doing a good job of keeping themselves in this game.
Unfortunately, Dan Surly does go down.
Fader, they do not want to go down to that final life too soon as Sonic is taking down to life number 2. So just Leash remains with that 3rd life, and they're going to try and keep that pressure on Fader and Mopu, who are both just caught up in the thick of things. They do manage to escape narrowly, but not looking too great here for Calabresos.
Yep, Mopu is down. Fader is also down. One more life on both of them. Dan is pretty healthy. Suyin is getting close to losing their 2nd life, but Leash is very, very healthy and could probably like solo this at this point.
Nice little knockup from Dan Surly. Suyin going to be dropping down to their final life. Dan Surly coming in big play there, trying to even the score here. Spin to win, paying off a little bit there.
And we're seeing quite a few whack-a-moles too from both limes actually.
Both Sonic and Leash getting caught up in Dan
Oh,
Surly, and
no.
they're gonna turn it back on him, and he's gonna be taken down in his final life. So one's on the board for
He couldn't get his
Calabresos.
spin, so he just had to take all that damage, but that was enough damage to get him killed.
Yeah, Leash gonna try and continue with that pressure onto Dan Surly. Leash gonna be dropped into the Fatal, gonna be taken down to their final life. And they have an opportunity to pull it back, but they gotta play it carefully. They cannot afford to lose anyone to be down 2-3 here. Sonic Fox taking some pressure in the bottom left corner there. Oh, Mopu is gonna be dropped.
So much happening on both sides. Sonic Fox does lose one more life. Mopu
Managed to escape, actually. As they say that, never mind. Gonna be dropped down right in. And
yeah.
it's a 2v3 at this point. The health advantage to all Season 2. Can Calabresos pull it back?
Dan Surly's low. Suyin is also pretty low though.
Yeah, but there goes Dan Surly and Fader Zero, and that is gonna be it. Calabresos gonna be knocked out of the tournament. LoL Season 2 gonna be going into the semifinals with a 2-0 victory. And Raiden, the change helped a little bit, but just not enough to get it done. Leash with 20k damage there. A lot of damage coming out from LoL Season 2 as they take this quarterfinal matchup.
But they